So if you've watched the James Bond movies, you know that Q, the quartermaster, the tech quartermaster, there's always a moment in the movie where he shows James Bond all these cool little gadgets he can use. And undoubtedly, in every movie, James Bond will end up using each one of those gadgets, the exploding pen or the car with the bulletproof windows and that can drive itself or whatever. So you don't want to be the James Bond who doesn't use all of the great resources available to them. The index and the table of contents can be great helps to you in finding additional information. So I'm going to show you this using American Jurisprudence, which is one of the two national encyclopedias. They're both on, it is both on Westlaw and Lexis. I'll start here in Westlaw. If you just go from the homepage to secondary sources, then you can click on encyclopedias and then you'll see it beyond that. So again, I'm browsing right to it, which puts me in control. So I'm only looking at what I want to look at. I'm not getting like a billion search results. And then let's say that I'm really annoyed by all of the advertisements that people keep putting on my house. So if that's my research here, basically I can use either the table of contents, which is right here on the left, or on the right here. Do you see where it says American Jurisprudence General Index? I could use that, or I can use the search bar up here. So I have three different ways to access this. So because we have the table of contents here, let me just click on that and show that really quickly here. So under advertising, there's a summary, and then there's a whole section on advertising as a nuisance. So I want to know if leaving flyers on my door that end up blowing off or whatever, if that could be considered a nuisance for our neighborhood. Okay, now the index is great because I may not know exactly what to call something, but the index people will put that term in there, and then if I click on it, it will take me to actually another term that's related. That's the one that the author of the encyclopedia actually uses. So it can actually help me find my way and know what words to actually use. And here's the index entry for advertising. And often you can look around it and see if there's anything else on point. There's nothing here. And now this would take me to the subsection for the index and advertising. So look at all this stuff on advertising. So I could look to see about flyers, all kinds of different things. And there's a whole section here on nuisance. Right there. All right. So that was the index, or this is the index. We already did the table of contents. And then up here, you could just put it in as well. Did you notice that before I started typing? This is just inner terms for this American Jurisprudence here. Okay, now the same thing happens in Lexis. From the home page, I can go to secondary materials and click on American Jurisprudence. Now, one thing you're going to notice here is that they have just the table of contents and the search bar. They don't have the index. So I'm just showing that just so you know. You may not always have the index and all the things available to it. But I could go to advertising in the table of contents here and look up our topic. There's advertising as a nuisance. So sometimes Lexis has something better, a little more sophisticated. Sometimes Westlaw it does. It's hard to tell. But anyway, the point is you want to browse to a resource and then use everything available: the index, the search bar, and the table of contents. All right.